We are live, Just Saying, Season 2, Episode 11. And things are such that I'm literally sitting here in my pajamas. That's how comfortable I am with Just Saying and rocking this podcast. Joined as always by the Bromeo, and not as always by Bruv, but Bruv, by the look of things, I think you're going to be making a more regular appearance. But either way, great to have you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, hopefully it is more regular. Just have to depend on S. not being around, but great to be here. Always an honor. Thank you for having me.
Well, the likelihood of that, I take my cue from the fact that every time it is suggested that maybe S. Falcon couldn't more quickly shirk being on the podcast. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, bruv, that's a great idea. Yeah, let's do bruv.
Do you know what? The likelihood of S. Falcon on the podcast is the likelihood of a shoey on the podcast at this point. Do you know what? I'm with you. S. Falcon is a little bit sick at the moment, so we are making jokes at his expense. I do hope you feel better soon, Shauno. Almost said shoey, Shauno. You can tell what's on my brain. But no. I'm chuffed that it's Monday, and not for the fact that it is Monday, but for the fact that it's time for another podcast.
But to extend out a little bit on Bruv, so it is our ongoing mission to make the circle bigger when it comes to the core people driving Rocket League in this region. And Sean and the Bromeo have been, and there's a few people who've been key to it, but Bruv is getting more and more involved. So we are enormously pleased to have him and want to encourage his participation even further. So that's why he finds himself here tonight, and why you will be a regular feature, Bruv.
Good stuff. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Well, there you go. That's the standard response to anything. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for this tournament.
To be fair, I pioneered that. I'm not saying that it wasn't a group effort, but if we're putting ownership on things, I'm up there.
Well, let's do a quick hello howser to peeps what are here. Like Papito and Tubbsy and Yuckles and Yoshi and Koro and Voodoo and Devour and Dank Avocado and Vinko and Dutch and iKeegs and Yuckles. We got two Yuckles in chat, which is very good. We got the school Yuckles and what looks like a friend of Bruv's Yuckles. So welcome to both of them. Chronic, Borky, Oscar. The Space Crisp, Mr. Death Cloud Esports himself is hanging, and Shadows and Jeff and the High Frequency. Hello, chaps. Good to have you out there in chat. Let's get on with tonight's agenda. And Bromeo, we might as well start with you. You had yourself a little excursion over the weekend into the heart of the country in Bloemfontein. And we got a little bit of show and tell to go with it. But so start with the overall experience of Bloemfontein.
Do you know, I had zero expectations about what to, encounter when I hit the heartland of our country. I expected there to be a lot of wheat, possibly a lot of cattle, a lot of flat spaces, and I got all of those in abundance. So I was not wrong, and it was lovely. But there were a couple of other things that I found right there, and one of them happened to be Rocket League. And that was really crazy because I thought it was literally Devour and his dad and, maybe Color Cold, and that was it. But turns out there was enough to run a sizable little tournament. So I think we need to start taking Bloemfontein more seriously as a destination for enjoyment of the esports variety. And given my travels this last weekend, Bloem isn't so bad itself either. So I'm not saying move to Bloemfontein. It's got its highs and its lows, but it's on par for like Joburg for people who live in Cape Town, I suppose.
Well, let's have a look. I know some pictures were taken. So, okay, we're going to show some pictures and a brief little video of what went down. Now, this is what was great, where we have been generally bad is like getting content, but Bromeo did a great job of getting some interviews, some video footage, some photos of what went down. So I think let's have a little slideshow of the photos, and you can talk us through them, Bromeo, as you see them. But let's go.
Well, what you got in front of you right now is Devour and Jerome, master players for AZG, and that's something we're talking about just now. And then in the background, holding his cellular device, is the man who put it all together, Color Cold. And I would love to have a bigger chat with him at some point, to have him on the podcast, because it's purely by his passion that the scene is growing. They had a TV and a PlayStation 5 last year for the Rocket League. And this year they had over 40 1v1 entrants into Rocket League and 8 three-a-side teams signing up. And this is purely based out of Bloemfontein, so I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And just a little bit more of this. They were running 1v1s on the main stage alongside the 3v3s. Another flattering photo of Jerome and Zan RL. GB, you've mentioned him before.
Yes.
This is Zan. They teamed up, called themselves Reverse Oreo, and then decided to dunk on the entire event. It was Devour, Jerome, and Zan, and I think they went the entire tournament unbeaten.
And I love that. You know, Zan, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure what Zan would look like, but Jerome looked exactly like how you would imagine Jerome would look.
And Jerome's such a character as well. Man walks around with all the swagger on the planet, and it was such a pleasure getting to meet these guys in person, because they're all legends. They're all passionate about Rocket League, and you can actually see Color Cold's son, also part of the Grey Bloem team. He was there participating in the 1v1s as well. So Grey Bloem, the whole school team was there as well, which was to be expected, as Color Cold is the coach. But overall, and this is a particular team that caught us napping. They were the team that made it to the semis on top, I think, and I can't remember their names right now. I'm thinking hard, but I'm gonna have to pull that roster and then have a look.
I think that was the own goalers, Scripps,
goalers,
and
yes.
LeQuack.
There we go. Those were the own goalers. Also, great bunch of gentlemen. I think they had a highest ranking of C2, and they put up a very, very good show against Reverse Oreo. So I think this was no. The own goalers put out. Let me just think about this quickly. They sent out the Grey Bloem guys.
Grey College. Okay.
Yeah. And so they did incredibly well. They played well as a team and sent them packing. It was one of the highlights of the event. There's going to be a lot of photos of Devour, because man dominated the event. He also won the 1v1 tournament. And man is definitely a star on the rise. Such a humble chap, but also wasn't there to mess around. He was there to play some Rocket League.
I actually sent him a message, because I met Devour at Comic-Con last year, and looking there, I was like, "Oh, dude's looking good. He's looking in good shape." So shout out to you, Devour. I see you're in chat. So good show. And who knew there were? Okay, well, that's an interesting photo that's just come up.
I mean, that's an interesting photo indeed. That's the AGC lineup.
Yeah. So maybe Bromeo, tell us a bit about the overall setup. And I mean, it looked great, but I get a sense that in terms of making it a spectacular show, they could do with a little bit of our help.
So it had all the makings to be a beautiful event. It had passionate people signing up, passionate people helping. They had the right sponsors. They had the right location. It had enough seating for a large crowd, and I think it still has a long way to go. There were some serious production issues where there were massive delays with regards to main stage and stuff like that. But those are just teething problems because they had the right intentions. They had all of the equipment. They just didn't have it all working together in, cohesion. So I think for the fact that we look at how Color Cold managed to transform this event from last year to this year, that there was a massive increase in the amount of signups for Rocket League. And
Okay.
I think it can only get better. And yes, this event could definitely use our help. And I think next time I drive down to Bloem, I'm going to be taking a couple of people with me, a couple of Rocket League players as well, so that we can turn this into a real vibe. Because honestly, it is Bloem is so underrated with the amount of a good time you can have there. And
well, is there an appetite for? I mean, speaking to the organizers, is this something that is firmly on their calendar?
This was the third one.
Okay, and do you think there's an appetite? Like if we approach them, and I mean, I think it would be worth maybe Bruv can make the long trek from Cape Town, and you and I make the trek from Joburg, and we go and see them and say, hey, listen, we run this whole league. And maybe we look at running like an RSC Rebel tournament there next year. I don't know. It feels like an open canvas, and if there's an appetite for it, I think we could help them put on a banger of a show down there.
I think there's definitely scope for it, and I think the foundations that Color Cold has laid so far is doing wonders, and I think he could use all the help he can get, because this is a wonderful tournament. It's helping put Bloem on the esports map, and it has so much potential that, yes, absolutely, there is so much we can do. Given the fact that this exists, it's nothing we have to pioneer. We're not building anything from scratch. We're just helping it be betterer, even gooder than it was before. So I would love to get involved. And, come what it may, I'm going to be there next year regardless. So, guys, join me. It'll be great.
Well, listen, I'll definitely clear my calendar next year. I mean, I was working here. I have to spend some time working so I can afford to goof off in Rocket League, and it happened to be one of those working weekends. But we put together a little video, and so we're trying to lean on Bruv, and I don't know, Bruv, if you're going to have the time with all this content from Bloem. We'd like to put together a little video. But in the meantime, I hacked together 90 seconds just so you can get a little bit of a vibe of what went down in Bloemfontein last weekend. Here it is.
I'm here with none other than Onage World. I also see that you've signed up for RSC, and Meg Graybeard very happy.
I'm just here to have fun, that's all.
No more colorful than Chaos AD himself. I'm not going to government name him, but welcome. Shout out to Ox. Well done on picking up this legend.
Hey, if I make the team,
Yeah,
that's my expectation. I just want to make the team. I want to do my best for the team. Can get some wins under the belt. That'll be fantastic.
I have got the Grey Bloom team. All right, so Trip Switch, Roybal, and Fine. I am here now with Devour RSC. What do you think of it?
I think it's great. Like playing with a bunch of other players over a long period of time, it's really good during the off season, especially because you get to get a lot of practice, and being in the orgs is really cool and stuff. It's just very exciting.
My name is Jerome. I used to play for Ox Gaming back in the 5th and 4th split of RLCS.
Zan, otherwise known as Zan RL.
Yeah, it's fun to meet everyone who's been playing Rocket League, like Devour, Jerome.
I've got pretty much the entire drafted roster of Azura Gaming for the RSC. We've got Devour, we've got Zan, and we've got Jerome. So I might or might not be recording.
Ja, ons is nog niet daar nie.
We're about to participate in a tournament.
Yes, that's cool.
And these guys over here are our Feyonder. They are our enemies. And, we are equipped with mics so that you can see our hard comms throughout the game. Okay, wait. I'm also going to stop.
I had to have that last bit there because that's the high quality content you can expect. I mean,
I figured I was
No,
gonna start taking videos and whatnot because I have such a jaw at all of these events, and it's so difficult to articulate in words why it's such a jam. So I thought, why not just start taking videos, start saying hi to the people on camera who I speak to anyway, and just start documenting this a little better. So yes, the audio quality is going to be absolute dog shit. Everything is going to be awful until I get a little bit better at this. But for the time being, that's my commitment to you guys. I am going to speak to as many people as possible, get as much of it on camera as possible, and enter as many tournaments that I'm woefully unequipped to participate in as possible. So there will be a longer cut. There was actually a point where I was casting myself playing in a Rocket League tournament against all of these other people while in that game we were actually winning, so it was pretty great. Unfortunately, we got knocked out first round. That was to be expected.
shocking.
But shocking. But it was for the content, and the competition was pretty decent. And I see Dark Adept is in chat. He was on the opposing team. Those bastards that sent us out, sent us packing. So he just came here to gloat. But no, it was so awesome getting to meet all of these gamer tags that you've communicated with on Discord in a chat room, in a call, that you've spoken to, that you've played alongside, played against, and now you get to meet them in person. So every single interaction was great. The hospitality of the people in Bloem was amazing. I was finding things in my car like lemons. I found a packet of lemons in my car
wait, the
because
player or lemons?
Yeah.
no,
me make sure.
just literally a whole ass bag of lemons because I remarked upon a lemon tree and I said, those are amazing lemons. And next thing I know, I ride back in Joburg, I'm unpacking my car, and now I've got like a sucky full lemons, lemuna. And I think, it cannot be understated how powerful community is and how awesome people are when you have a shared passion, a shared goal. So yes, Bloem, it still has many things to improve, but the sense of community is there. It is thriving, and it has gained a new fan in me for sure.
You know what, this whole experience, and when I was watching the videos and pictures, it just made me so damn excited for the mid-season tournament in Cape Town. So excited. Like if I mean, that's anything on that level, it's gonna go off for sure.
Well, okay. Well, I think that segues nicely into talking a bit about the mid-season tournament. But to end off on Bloem, I will say I know we're not completely ready to talk about it, but hopefully by next week we will be. But it does. There was very strong interest from a potential partner for the mid-season tournament. And that's pretty much all I'll say. But so Bromeo doing great work as an ambassador for our region, for Rocket League, for RSC, and hopefully some good news on that next week or in the weeks to come, Bromeo.
Well, they definitely will be indeed, and I'm very excited to share it once I can officially, but it does mean that we get to elevate the quality of the mid-season tournament for everybody involved. So yes, as soon as we have something official to share, we will share it, but just know that we are still cooking.
And then and I think looking at chat, one of the big reasons we brought Brav onto the podcast is clearly he has quite a collection of fans, and so we want them watching the podcast. So thanks for bringing your peeps, Brav.
You're welcome. Stop it.
All right, so mid-season tournament, Stellenbosch, October, first weekend of October. And there's not much more to say on that other than we want to punt that. Bromeo, I mean, we put out a Google form. What sort of response have you had to that in terms of interest in people being in Stellenbosch in October?
So far we've received actually a lot more interest than I thought. I'm continuously surprised by this community, and I at some point I should be like, okay, you guys are just legends. Let's
One
just
day they'll
like that.
disappoint.
One day they'll disappoint, but for the time being, we've had over 50 people say that they're interested in coming so far to the LAN. I'm about to post it in chat again. So right here, right now, if you're interested in coming to the RSC LAN, just fill in that form, whether you want to, whether you can't, whether you're still hit or miss, fill it in so we can possibly make it even easier for you to attend if there's enough people from the same area. But anyway, punt over. There has been a lot of interest so far. There are a lot more people playing Rocket League in Cape Town than I realized, because I think we've already had 30 entrants saying that, yes, I would love to play and love to participate. I'm in Cape Town. So that is huge. And
No, well, wherever we go, we seem to find more people playing Rocket League than we expected. I mean, Bloemfontein, my goodness, there's like this. There's like some power rosters down in Bloemfontein.
There was, and guys, we didn't talk about that enough, and we'll come back to the LAN right now. But Jerome, Zan, and Devour were all picked up by AZG in this year's RSC in the Master Division. So the team that won the Bloem LAN was basically AZG. I cannot make this up.
So the master.
I wonder if they picked that like on purpose or if it was by accident. I'm gonna check with Silver because
no.
Very clever.
So do you know what? Mathematically, statistically speaking, you know, the chances of pulling together an entire Bloem roster is nearly 100% impossible. So there was once I think it was either Devour found out he'd been drafted by AZG, and AZG were like, who else would you like to play with? And he's like, well, matter of fact, and they'd already drafted Jerome. And so, like, well, why not? Why not just make it an all Bloem affair? So AZG keeping it by the dialing code, and
Ibn says by accident, so we'll take it by pure aura then, I guess.
man is lying, but it is fine. Ibn, I'm not going to call you a liar on stream, even though I just did. But
so that means the Azura Gaming Master Tier has the potential of becoming the first roster to boot camp in playoffs.
Yeah, they could literally boot camp at what was that place that I found in Bloemfontein? It was called the Red Oak. They could literally hang out at the Red Oak and boot camp from there as a team, and that would be the first leg into professionalizing Bloem esports.
Well, I think if you're talking about content, Silver and Azura, get on it, because that would be dynamite content. Boot camping with cameras, and as you guys make your, but first and foremost, you have to make playoffs. Otherwise, it's all a bit moot.
But with the way that they played over the weekend, I trust that they will go pretty far into this tournament. But speaking of the mid-season tournament, with it growing and with the production quality moving by leaps and bounds, if you do want to get involved with the mid-season tournament, we do need some help from you, the community, because this is something bigger than anything we have ever done, and there's chances we're screwing it up royally because we don't know what we're doing. So if you feel like you could contribute in any way possible, whether it's simply just giving your time for some vibes, for dealing out crisp high fives when we're getting security sorted, or making sure there's a braai on the go, or making sure that all of the PCs are set up in an effective LAN connection so that nobody cries about DCs while they are mid-match. That is something that we would love some help with. So I've already had a chat with quite a few members of the community have already put up their hands. We've had guys saying they want to, video the entire event and turn it into a movie, and this and that. And there's a lot of big plans, but there's also a lot of little things that need doing as well. And in
the coming week, we're going to be having a meet to kind of put together I guess, at least a structure of what are the committees we need, what are all the various elements, from transportation to tournament organizing to the bride, the drinks, the accommodate, like all the various elements. And then we're going to need to populate that with contributors. And the first port of call are going to be those 50 people who filled in a form so far. But anybody else who wants to be involved. But we want to make this a completely community-driven affair, and then just a banger weekend. And we absolutely are going to need help. So just to further lend support to Bromio's call there for assistance. So the link is in chat. So whether you want to play, whether you want to be part of helping to put it on, or both, fill in that form so we know who you are.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic, because I know we talk a big game and we do this a lot where we're like, yeah, we can do anything we set our minds to, but if we don't get help to do this, it would be terrible. Things would burn, kids would cry, and none of us want that. We want an event that will be memorable and enjoyable for all. So if you got something cool, if you got a secret talent, or you're just really great at giving hugs, come on through. We need your help. So yeah, that's all I've got on that. Everything is going swimmingly otherwise, and this is looking like we're going to have a fantastic event. And remember, if you want any further information, there is a channel just under notices in the RSC server that says RSC SSA Landenbosch. And it is starting to be populated with frequently asked questions like, if I don't sign up for RSC, can I still attend this LAN and play some Rocket League? Of course you can. It's about the Rocket League. It's about the community. So tell your mates who missed draft because they're pooples and missed being put onto a team, or even missed the announcement that there's going to be a LAN. Tell them they can come. Tell Tadaifor he's more than welcome to come and dunk on us if he really, really wants to. And we want to get as many Rocket League players into one space as possible. But, the RSC boys, we know who you are. You will never go unappreciated. So it's always the RSC main boys first in our hearts.
Moving on from that, we are now officially in preseason of RSC Season 4. And what do we need to talk about with that regard, Bruv and Bromio? What are the urgent, pressing matters that need attention?
I don't know, bruv. What you got for us? I know there's always something I can yap on about.
Of course, yeah. I mean, first things first, we need to get through our preseason games for the little preseason tournament league thing that we're doing. I believe all group matches must be played by next week Wednesday. Am I right?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah. So you basically
we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, you got 10 days to play 4 games.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Rocket League over the next couple of days. Kind of all condensed. I know I got my prospect team all set and sorted in 2 days, so it shouldn't be too difficult.
Not that hard.
Not that hard. No. So yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Rocket League. And yeah, that pretty much will then lead into the semi-final and final. And in and around there, Bromo, you can fill in how the cuts work and all those things. But yeah, essentially, GMs, AGMs, it's your time now to really, really psychoanalyze your players to get the team that's going to work the best.
I completely agree with that, because you've only got 4 games, 4 full series, 4 series of 4 games each. To figure out your best roster, and that roster is 4 players. Some of you even have like 7 or 8 people in your squad currently, and that needs to be whittled down to 5, I think, by next week Wednesday, and then by Sunday it needs to be down to the final 4. So if you're watching this, just know, get your preseason games played, because it is your chance to cement a starting berth on the team. And I'm just trying to think what else I need to include in that. But
while you're thinking of that, I got a message from Tubbsy. They've got a preseason game at 8:00 tonight, and he was looking for someone to stream it. Now, there are no plans for official streams on the RSC channel. However, it would be banger for games to be streamed. So orgs or individuals, if you want to stream some RSC preseason action, get on that and announce yourselves. Go and find streamers. Let's make the content, and then make sure, if you do organize streams, make sure you publish it in the RSC Discord so as many people can see it as possible.
Well, if you look into chat, Dank and Raids have said they are able to put out a little stream ski. Possibly Dank, because Raids is currently sitting behind us right now, putting this great episode together. So Tubbsy, if you're looking for somebody to put out a stream, Dank's there and able. So
Tubbsy, if you're in chat, I'll give you Dank's Discord. But if you're not in chat, I'll DM you directly. But yeah, it'll be great to get some action. Speaking of Raids, Bruv and Bromia, did you know that our producer Raids has signed up for RSC Season 4 and got drafted? I completely missed that during draft day.
Well, you would have missed it because his sign-up name wasn't the same as his Discord, and I thought that was very sneaky because he revealed this to me while we're sitting in this call just before, and I was like, "No, who, what, why? You even play Rocket League? What?"
Yeah. So
what is his name? What is his
Zimao?
Zimao. Ah, yes. I was wondering who that was.
Wait,
well, now you know. It's a random German. I think is in Rivals.
Oh, you got signed by AZG as well. Not from Bloemfontein.
They're just picking up everyone on this podcast.
Oh man, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. There is also another thing we need to talk about with regards to RSC.
Yes.
And it is, some housekeeping. It's not the fun things that we always cover. It's the important things as well. And given the fact that there was a loophole which effectively allowed managers to poach players from other teams so long as they had that player's consent, last season was a bit of a mess with regards to the dance and musical chairs which came to franchises and orgs. So instead of trying to make the rule work, we've just decided to say goodbye. Goodbye, rule. Please leave the door. So what that effectively means for you, the player, is that nobody can come up to you and say, "Hey, would you like to play for, Timmy's thing? Would you like to move to Bloemfontein and play for Azura Gaming?" That is off the cards, unfortunately. You were drafted to your team, and there are only a few ways in which you can leave your team. One is if you do not make the cut this week with regards to your preseason, you get cut from your roster. No penalty, you can still be picked up by somebody else because that happens. There were necessary cuts that needed to be made. There were 7 players that needed to be crunched down into 4. That means there's 3 players out there in the wilderness looking for a team. Those 3 players, do not worry. You can be picked up by any other team without penalty. However, and this is where it gets a little bit juicy. Once the season has kicked off, and you decide you do not like living in Bloemfontein anymore, you do not like playing for Azura Gaming, you don't want to play for AZG anymore, you want to leave. Sure, you can still leave, but there is a 2-week cooldown, 2 series cooldown, 2 matches that you will miss in order to leave your roster. And that is just to prevent orgs from saying, "Hey, if you leave those Bloemfontein AZG boys, we'll pick you up quick." And that's what we're aiming to avoid. So there's no reason you should stay on a roster if you don't enjoy it. Your teammates are chalked, they're absolute cheeks at the game, and you can do far better somewhere else. Cool, no problem. But you will be missing 2 games of this season as payment. And
that's a lot. That is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a full 20%. It's even more than 20% of the league.
22%.
22%.
I mean, so if you care about your stats, like on the leaderboard, speaking from experience, I missed like 2 3 game weeks, and it throws you off that list. So if you want
Mm.
your stats to be good, grind it out with your team, make it work, and you'll have good
Hug it
stats
out,
to
yeah.
support. Yeah.
Just hug
And
it
I
out.
think, and I think more broadly to try and give some context to why this is important. And we always have somewhere it's like, well, I want to be with my mate on that team, and I don't really like this guy. And there are plenty opportunities throughout the course of a year for you to round up two mates and go and sign up for something. This is a draft league. Its drive is to grow community, and you grow community as an individual. You grow outside of your comfort zone, outside of the things you know. And if you are put into a circumstance where you are playing with people, A, you either think you don't like, or B, that you don't know, that's where magic happens. And you learn to sort of exist with other people. This is a draft league. The whole point of it is that people who don't know each other, who don't regularly play as teammates, get the opportunity to do it and interact. And there is so much to be gained from it. And when people are, trying to make backroom deals to, well, I'll cut here, I'll not show up here, it detracts from what we're trying to do here. So we're not trying to be assholes. We're just trying to do what's good for the broader community.
I agree 100%. And ultimately, yes, that's all we're trying to do is make sure that you, the player, get the best experience out of a draft league as possible. So just trust in your general managers to do their bit. I wouldn't say, for, Bruv and Cosmico, because,
Hey, Syntax is in chat. Be careful, be careful. Syntax is in chat.
They're a scheming bunch, but talking about it, we were sitting watching the draft, and there was an event that happened, and I was like, whoa, that is pretty damn massive. And I think I'm going to get the draft manager open just so I can tell you exactly when it happened, so I do not lie to you when I say that this was crazy. But your first pick for Elite was a player called Ford Hilux. And Ford Hilux. And for many of you who know, he played Prospect Season 1, Rival Season 2, Elite Season 3, and now at the very top of Elite Season 4. So that's all good and all, but there is one major caveat. The fact that he is literally in Australia right now, and that means his ping is absolutely chalked. And so to see him get picked up in the first round, with ping almost as high as his MMR, was interesting to say the very, very least. So you mentioned something a little bit before stream, so I thought I would allow you to spill the tea right here. Right
now.
Yeah, right here, right now.
Right now.
I mean, look, a few people know already, but this is breaking news. This is official RSC community. Everyone will know about it. We were drafting elites, and we had a look, and we're like, oh my word, we are 6th on this list. We need a plan. We ran tryouts. Ford came to them because I had him in my franchise, Critical Force, last season. He still came by. We're like, what's your availability like? We might pick you up anyway because we love you. And he's like, bruv, I think I'm going to be in South Africa because I love RSC that much. I'm going to come to South Africa. I was like, bangers. And we picked him up.
Yeah, repeat that. Let's repeat that. Man is literally flying from Australia to South Africa to play in RSC SSA for Cosmico. That's how much aura they're busy generating and farming currently. They are running their own symbiotic system of an aura farm. So, bruv, congratulations on signing a man who's literally willing to fly 10,000 kilometers to come and play some Rocket League for your franchise.
Thank you. No, honored. He's gonna blow it out of the parks. I can guarantee you that much. And he's gonna be at the mid-season tournament. So like everyone that's a fan, I know everyone's a fan of Ford Hilux. Come to the mid-season tournament.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him again because I met him at AGC last year when he was playing for whatever school he happened to be attending at the time. So bang, I love to see him down there. Gents, now we mentioned briefly, so there are some rosters or some tiers where orgs have like picked up 6 or 7 people. So there are going to be cuts and there's going to be some changes to rosters in that regard. But as always happens, there are going to be a few players out wind. So how are we addressing that in season 4?
That's actually a very good question, and it's something that it solved itself. It was nothing, it's always been an issue. What happens if you don't get signed for an RSC team? That's always been a dread that's been on our shoulders, but it's never something we solved until some enterprising community members solved it for us. And in stepped Azura Gaming and their rejects league, where anybody who wasn't drafted could just, who was drafted but couldn't find a team post preseason, they would take in and send an invite to their server, invite them to scrims, in essence saying, keep playing and keep scrimming, so that if orgs need teams to scrim against, you've still got a team, you're still involved in the community, and you still stand a chance of being signed by a franchise, because you're still on the periphery and still being seen week in, week out. So this was a fantastic initiative run by Silver and all the AZG boys, especially because they didn't play last season because they just forgot to sign up. And that's a story, on its own. But what I'm really, really glad to bring to you is that we've been chatting more with the AZG boys and trying to workshop more ways to keep you involved with RSC, even if you don't make the starting berth of, say, Cosmico, even if you're not flying from all the way from Australia to play for Papito's team, there is still a place for you. So we're busy working and dreaming up a Rebel League that will be running concurrently to RSC, but just a little bit underneath, and it'll mean that you'll still have something to play for, even if you don't make a starting slot. So I think that's absolutely fantastic.
And I think we will get someone who's involved with that onto the podcast maybe next week once there's a plan in place, and we'll lay out the plan for that Rebel League. So fear not, there will be place for you to play Rocket League, whatever goes down come the end of preseason. And I see Jerome just slipped into chat. And Jerome, I think you missed your moment of glory at the start of the stream. We showed some pictures from Bloemfontein where you were featured, and I made when I saw you in those pictures in the video, that's exactly how I think Jerome would have looked like. So it was great.
I'm sure we can get
Jerome.
them on Twitter. Some of those clips we can get onto Twitter for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, we must. We'll dump a few there. So good to see you, Jerome, and well done at the Bloem LAN over the weekend. And then coming back to, I'm just wanting to have a quick squiz at our little run of show. There were a few things we had to bring up and talk about: the Rebel League preseason, poaching. Oh, there is a 3v3 Rumble, SSA 3v3 Rumble. So if Rumble's your thing, there is a Rumble tournament and registrations have opened. It's part of the Onyx Cash Cups. I don't know when I think it's in about 3 or 4 weeks. So go and sign up. Registrations are open on start.gg. If you're not in the RLCS Discord server, that's where you got to go for all of those. But Rumble, I'm yet to cast Rumble. And bruv, I don't know, and Bromy, I don't know if you guys, I'm not sure I could cast Rumble because the power-ups and stuff still confuse me, and I don't know when it's a good time to use the tornado. Everybody loves the spikes, that's all I know. But I think with this Cash Cup, we got to get in on that action and cast some Rumble.
Do you know what? I'd be down to do it, but I feel like the reason why Rumble works is because it's pure and utter chaos. It's like throwing a fighting chicken into a swimming pool and expecting nobody to get hurt trying to fetch it out. There's so much going on. There's splashing, there's claws. It's a lot, and nobody knows quite how to approach it, and that's why there's so few pro Rumble tournaments. But there's no denying that it's really, really fun to watch when everything is in full flight. So when it's got all the claws, it's got all the splashing, and that's all you need. So yes, GB, I would love to cast some Rumble with you if that is something you would be so inclined to do.
Well, I'll definitely be streaming the last day there, and there are some Rumble mains. There are people who take Rumble proper seriously, and they approach it with strategy. You know, we just when I play, and I play incredibly rarely, I just spam the power ups and completely balls it up. I think I've magneted into my own goal more than else. But
I was wondering,
yeah.
is there a way where, as a caster, you can see perhaps what ability a player is driving around with, or an ability that they're going to get next, or something like that could add an element to your casting? You know, Zen is waiting for his spike that's about to load up in like 2 minutes. What you know? Could make Rumble easier to cast.
That sounds incredibly sophisticated for what Rocket League generally provides in that regard.
Right.
Oh, look at
Wish.
Raids knows what's what. He's actually found it. There we go. So
what a boy.
It's August 2025. So 18th of the registration's open Monday. That's hold on, is that, or do they close then? Registration deadline is next Monday. So you've got a week. And so far there are only 7 teams signed up for the August Cash Cup. So if registrations are closing next Monday, then I think we might be starting as soon as Wednesday. So I think it's in just over a week's time that'll happen. So yeah, Bromia, we may get to be casting Rumble a lot sooner than we initially had thought.
Well, I want to see. You said how many? Only 7 teams have signed up so far. So
yes.
Is there a prize pool? What do we need to know about this tournament other than the fact that they play Rumble?
Well, if Raid scrolls down, we'll probably get to a prize pool. But these cash cups have pretty good prize pools. Unfortunately, of course, we have the usual in the $2,100 for first, $1,500 for second, and $1,050 for third. So that's some pretty serious cash involved there.
And it says there's 6 prize tiers, so I think it carries it all the way through to what, like top 8 or top 12 or something like that. So that's pretty massive. And yeah, so it means that if every single team plays as they are right now, all of them are earning a prize. So
and then they get to split the 8th level because
because they just
I might just jump in there. We should, you know. No one can flip reset on you if you've got like a boom, you know, to punch the ball away.
But we do mention this all the time, but if you do want tournaments to keep coming to SSA, all you need to do is play in them, because that is the biggest contributor towards repeating these tournaments is simply interest. They do this to make the game as enjoyable for you as possible. So if you do not participate in it, don't worry. There won't be another one. But if you do, it'll keep coming and it'll keep this community growing. So do your bit, play your game or two of Rumble, and I might even, if there is no casting planned, I'll sign up a little Rumble team because it's chaos. But you really should. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing who signs up for that one.
Romeo has put a link into chat, which is to order your Slayer. You can pre-order a box of Slayer. This is what increases the RSC Season 4 prize pool. It's a limited edition, so only 100 cases. of this limited edition will be available. There are currently 69 in stock.
Nice.
And
Yes,
I think we should change that on stream, like right now, maybe.
yeah,
Could we do a
someone
giveaway?
What?
Wait,
Okay, well, brother, if you're offering a giveaway, you're up.
I am. I mean, I am. Do we have time to spin a wheel and see?
Of course, we got time to spin a wheel. Go and copy paste everybody who's in chat right now. And,
What are we giving away?
A box on me.
Slayer. Yeah, this is what.
All right, bruv. We are giving away right now a box of Slayer. So while we organize a spinner, before you copy paste, if you want to be in the giveaway, if you want a chance to win a box of Slayer, one in chat right now, and then we will copy those into a wheel and we shall give it away. So if you want a box. Okay, well, so far we're giving the box to Yuckles, or maybe Dank Avocado, or maybe Teagues, or maybe the High Frequency. The more that are in there, Raids. I love these.
Like, yeah,
yeah, sure, I'll be in that. We got a one from Shadows. Is that it?
Yo,
No, Romeo. Oh my God. Okay, well, I didn't realize we're getting staff involved. And
is there like that few people who actually want a box of like energy drink? Is like everyone's like, no, I don't drink energy drink. I'm too good for that.
I'll caveat, this is only South Africans, because I am like sending something all the way to the UK.
No. If you don't live in South Africa, you can absolutely enter. We'll give it to you. But you have to come and fetch it.
Oh yeah.
So if you do want a box of energy drink on us, on Bruv to be exact, just spam a one in chat and
in the last of them now.
Yeah, and we'll come to that while we do it. So keep Chuck for Norris. That's a name.
Norris.
Chuck for Norris.
Chuck for Norris and Dank Avocado 69.
And I was the last person to pre-order a box. So it was I that got it from 70 down to 69. So you have me to thank for that.
Well played. Well played.
Now, we spoke at length about Bloemfontein, the LAN there, in just over 2 weeks' time, in 2 weeks and 3 days, which makes it 17 days from now, Comic-Con starts, and the VS Finals. Top 8 Champions League playoffs will be happening there, and top 4 high schools will be there competing for glory. So we want to make that a banger of an event. The Saturday, which will be Saturday the 28th, 29th, 30th of August. We want to have a huge get-together. So as many people in the Rocket League as possible. Come and show up. We're going to do some cool things, and we'll figure out a little social get-together as well. Bromeo as well. Did anybody from VS get in touch with you yet, Bromeo?
Yeah, they did. I actually got a message today. Actually.
Nice.
So yes, I am confirmed for Comic-Con. I am going to be packaged up nicely, just like the stickers that I want to get printed and hand out, because it's Comic-Con. You got to give away something. It's sort of like Easter, where you get like free stuff just for being somewhere. And I feel like if not there, then where? If not on the stream getting a free box of Slayer, then where? So we are going to close this in the next, say, 2-3 minutes, bruv. And,
yeah. I did scroll up a little bit. I caught some names that maybe just left, but it's fine.
All right.
Oh, you can scroll up there. Okay. And
I think we did.
And I got a message from Voodoo today. There will also be a giveaway from Unity. So that's going to be pretty cool. So some really, really lacquer things there. And remember, our key mission at Comic-Con this year is to outshine the CSGO. CSGO get a proper production. They are in lights with a massive stage, and they show up at Comic-Con like they're actually a big and relevant esport in the SSA region. we want to have more fans there. We want to have more views. Stream. We want to make everyone who's involved in funding esports at Comic-Con go, why are we giving all the money to see us go? So I'm going to organize a couple of and we'll do a giveaway in the next week or so. So make a plan, get to Comic-Con. Let's do a big thing.
And as we figure out dates as to when the Rocket League is going to be played, we will let you know. Just know that
it's going to be played on all 4 days, Bromeo. There is day every day. Yeah. We have a double elimination 8-team thing to get through. We got 4 high school teams to get through. There is wall to wall all day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It might end on Saturday. I think the finals will be on Saturday. I don't think it'll be on Sunday.
And just to put a little bee in your bonnet, tickets for Saturday are already sold out. So if you want to come to Comic-Con, just go onto the website right now and get some tickets, because you're going to be in a world of pain if you leave it for any longer, because they are selling out fast. So I only know
tickets.
Yeah, like hot tickets. So I am only finding this out is because if I wasn't, in fact, working at this event, I would be in trouble. So please get onto that website, get yourself some tickets, and come and support your favorite org. It is going to be an absolute jewel. It always is.
And maybe then we should organize the get together for Friday if sold out tickets are an issue. But it's only just dawned on me that this is 2 weeks away. So we're now going to go into panic stations about getting ready for Comic-Con.
It has to be that way, and we'll talk about it probably every single Monday all the way to there. But let's make it the biggest one yet. I've gone for the last couple of years, and each time it's been absolutely special, just as awesome as the Bloemfontein one was, but this time just a little bit bigger and a lot more well attended. So if you're planning on even just doing one trip a year to something esports related, make it this one, because it's the most worthwhile, for the most bang for your buck, so to speak. So I'm excited. I'm going to see if I can get as many people involved as possible so that we can see some flags out. I know that Hybor, the esports team, was talking about, potential flags maybe, and all of these fun things, and possibly doing crazier things that we've done than in the previous years. And that really makes me excited, because it's one thing to have an esport, but it becomes a real sport. It becomes a sport on the ground when you've got fans, in the crowd waving flags and shouting for their favorite team. So I'm really excited for that.
Now we're coming to the end of the podcast. I see Eben's reminding Bruv that he's supposed to be at a scrim shortly. So schedules are pressing. So Bruv, are we ready to spin the wheel?
Yeah. How we doing this? Do I share my screen?
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. I had a lot more names on my wheel, but it's fine. We move.
Well, hold on. Why? Are there names that aren't?
Yeah, there's me and you, GB. We go.
No, I see the Bromeo. I see Greybeard.
Yeah, we put ones in chat. We count.
No. But,
okay.
but Bruv is saying that there's other names.
No, he's saying that there were less.
Okay.
More.
Oh, yeah,
You had
more.
Yeah, but it's fine.
No, it's not fine.
No. If there were more people, send them. Put it in.
I got you.
Put it in live chat, bro. Put the names in live chat.
We'll just add them.
Boom.
And then if
There we
you
go.
see
That's
the
the full
Bromeo,
list of everyone that
add it in there. Gives me double the chance of winning a free box.
No, Raids, you did the right thing, but Brub's giving away, so we give some latitude.
Hey! Oh,
there we go.
Bromeo.
All right, there we go. Let's spin the wheel. Who gets a case of Slayer Gamer Serum? GG's Gamer Serum. And Bromeo, whack that link back into chat so people who've come late can click on it and go and buy their box. Okay, so at your leisure, Raids, let's spin it.
Oh, let's go. And by the way, if it turns out that you're in the States, we're not paying for your shipping. We will help you smuggle it, though. And it goes to a person
Who?
Wait,
Who is
this
that?
now? Somebody comments
Who
in
does?
chat if this is a real person,
I
if
don't
it's
know.
not an Autobot.
Looks like a bot. One of a case of Slayer.
No, not like not a real bot. I'm talking about like, you know, a Decepticon or something like that from the Transformer movies. I'm pretty sure
Dude,
this
I
is a
have
person.
no
They
idea
got
who that
drafted.
is. Is
All
it?
right. Who?
Wait, so we will wait for them in chat to convert the.
Oh
to
my!
confirm
Oh
that
my!
they
We
are a
drafted
person.
him.
Oh my gosh! Oh
It's
my
fixed.
god!
It's fixed.
Oh, it's coconut. It's coconut. I know who it is. It's coconut. Sorry, the
Okay.
numbers always throw me off. Okay, I'll hit coconut up and send him a
Okay,
box.
good stuff.
He's in
Well
Cape Town,
done,
lucky.
Coconut.
Congrats.
Oh my gosh! You just glazed your own teammate, and
Whoop.
yeah, wow.
All right, and
Okay.
then we were trying to get the timing right, but it's not quite going to work out because time at 8:30 there is some high school Rocket League which Yuckles is going to be streaming. I will be there casting. I know Bromeo, your schedule allows, but either way there is some high school Rocket League in 30 minutes, so you have to go and follow Yuckles. If you've got his link, Bromeo, if you can chuck it in there. Oh, there it is. Oh, Bromeo, you're so ahead of the game. That is Yuckles' Twitch channel. Go and follow. In half an hour, we're going to be bringing you some high school Rocket League. So that's that. And then I think that brings us to the end, gentlemen, unless there are important issues we have forgotten.
There are always important issues that we forget, GB. That comes with the wisdom and age that we possess. But no, for this week, it's nice and short. That is it. And I just want to say big thanks to Bruv for handing out a case of Slayer energy to a teammate who he did not know or comprehend. So big ups to him. Big ups to footing it. And that's really, really chill of him. But what's even more chill of him is that he has sat with us today. And yep, so thank you, bruv, for joining us. And I say that on behalf of Greybeard because I know he's probably going to do the same thing as me right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gentlemen. Well, Bruv and the Bromeo, banger podcast as always. And we will do it again next Monday. No streams planned by me for the remainder of the week. So unless something banger happens, I am, however, planning to start once again. Well, not once again, but the first time ever, to start streaming some gameplay. I think I want to officially revive the quest to be the oldest grand champion in the world. And I'm feeling confident enough in my game that I'm probably going to be okay with streaming that. But formal announcement on that to come. But that's gonna wrap it up from us. So from me, Greybeard, the Bromeo and Bruv, and producer Raids, and that'll be all. See